Bitcoin crashed this week, and it crashed hard. Now, if you watch my channel, we talked a lot about it. I told you guys all week. I told you from Sunday night, Monday morning, that we were probably going to get a big drop, probably down to the 52s, maybe down to 50. Now, I'm not sure if we're done yet going down. And the thing is, it can go down. It can go down further. Some people are saying in the 40s, 40,000, 42,000. I've already said what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin. I think it's going to go maybe hit 49x. Maybe it's already bottomed. There is potential for that. I don't think so, but there is potential. We're going to take a look at the chart this week and see what happens. But the overall picture here, it doesn't change. We are still getting a bull run, and it is still going to be absolutely massive. And people are going to be in shock when it happens, because there's going to be all kinds of negative news and things like that. But the real thing I wanted to talk about today, I want to talk about a hidden secret of money that's hidden in plain sight for people that they have a hard time seeing, and yet it's always there right in front of their face. Now, you know, when it comes to money, we all know, right? And the Bible talks about the money is the root of all evil. And that's very important, because money is not evil. Money itself is not evil. It's the root of all evil. Somewhere along the line, most evil in the world, outside of maybe domestic situations, they mostly have to do with money. Someone wanted to rob someone, someone wanted to take something from someone, and things like that. And, you know, we live in this world where people are just so greedy. Like, and you may be watching this, you may be thinking, man, I'm one of those people. And sorry, how do you be helped? But if you're not one of those people and you're a good person and you're watching this video and you're sitting here thinking like, man, what can I do in order to, you know, bring money into my life, in order to manifest money? Now, I'm not going to get into this manifest stuff, because in a sense, I do think it's kind of true. But on the other hand, it gets like very, very, very kind of new agey and things like that. And I think that really what I want to do is kind of take a look at something I've seen true over and over and over again. And I think you're going to agree with me. Look at somebody like Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Sam Bankman-Fried, he walked the walk. He talked the talk. It seemed like everybody liked him. He drove a, what was it, a Camry? I don't know, like a Corolla, Camry, I don't know. I sat on top of it, if you guys remember when I went down to the Bahamas. But the point is that what happened to Sam? He had this image that he didn't care about money. But what was the truth? That was all that he cared about. So since that was all that he cared about, he mistreated people and he mismanaged things and he hurt his customers and he hurt all kinds of people. And now you can look and you can see very clearly that did not work out very well for him. Now, you guys know, in the Bible, it talks about tithing. I don't know if you know what that means. It basically means you give 10% of your money to the church. Personally, I don't believe in that. I don't think that there should be a required number that you're supposed to give. And there's some support, but biblically for that. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, one of the reasons why I think tithing is no good. Let me just go ahead and say this. One reason why I think that's no good is because it is forcing someone to do something or feel a certain way. If you don't have that 10% to give in this world where we've got a lot of single parent families, where we have people, barely struggling to get by and things like that. And you know what? Sometimes you need that 10%. You need that extra 10% of your paycheck. You can't get by without it. You can't pay your bills with it. And your religious people would come on here and they say, well, if you give the 10%, God will take care of you. Well, that's easier said than done. When you've got 2 kids that are crying because they can't eat, and you're trying to figure out what to do, and you can either put the money in the offering plate, or you can go get your kids some food. What's the common sense thing? What's the good parenting thing to do there? What do you think would be the right decision? It would be to feed your kids, right? Very clearly. We are not living in a day where God is requiring people to do things like sacrifice their children and things like crazy Old Testament stuff. It's not about rules. Christianity, spirituality, relationship with God, it's not about rules at all. It's more about law. It's about laws, actually, in a lot of ways. And I don't mean what you think that I mean, okay? What I mean is, on Earth, or in this universe that we have here, we know about 4 scientifically proven forces, okay? 4. There's 4 forces. One of them is gravity, right? So that's one force. Then we have 3 forces. They're on like the quantum, or I don't know if it's subatomic and quantum are technically the same thing, but on the quantum level, because it's very, very, very tiny. We have, this may be subatomic, I'm sorry. We have 3 forces. You have strong nuclear force. You have what they call weak force. Wait, no, I'm sorry. No, you have strong force. Then you have electromagnetic force. Then you have, I think it's weak nuclear force is what it's called. These are 4 forces. These are laws in a sense, right? Laws of physics. We have these 4 forces that we know of, but it's not everything, okay? And once again, science nerds, don't kill me on using that, some of these scientific words the way I am. Like I said, I'm not a scientist. But the point is that if you were just here looking around, you can't see these laws. You only see them when you test them, okay? And this is my challenge to you guys, is what are the hidden things? What are the laws in the universe that seem to be unequivocally true, but maybe we can't prove them? You can drop these comments down below. But see, we almost can, in a sense, with one of these laws, because I want to talk about a law that is universal, I believe, and it's the law of giving, okay? The law of giving. And it lines up a lot with the idea of karma, right? Karma is you get what you deserve. If you do something positive, something positive should come to you. If you do something negative will most likely be waiting for you. And that's something that, you want to hope you can get out of, right? You do something good, you want those returns. You do something bad, you say, oh, no. So my point is that in this world, if you keep your hand open, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, karma, it will put stuff back in your hand. And the reason I don't like the 10% thing is because it's requiring people to, that's not giving. Giving is not requiring people to do stuff. When you require someone to do something, that negates the act of giving, and then that doesn't apply. That doesn't apply. And also, if you say, oh man, daddy needs a new toaster, so I'm gonna go give somebody else a toaster strudel. No, that doesn't work either. You can't, that destroys the idea of giving as well. Because when you are giving to get, that is not true giving. Your giving should be altruistic. And something that we know is that when people are giving and people are doing good things, not people like this Jimmy Savile guy, who saw this documentary about this, giving all kinds of money to all these organizations in order to use them. That's not the same thing. I'm talking about people who, actually give because they want to give. People that, see a need and they want to help. And what happens is when people see these needs and they want to help, they're building good karma in a sense. They're building up good deeds. They're building up love and goodness in a sense. And so you have to give to get, but you can't have a mindset of give to get. You understand that the law of giving it's a law of the universe. Here's a great example, okay? Let's say you or me when I was a kid, okay? It's about an investment here. What are you investing in? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I talk about this a lot. It's a very tragic thing. I wasn't able to do that. I got sidetracked. But the point is, probably not good enough either. But the point is that I wanted to be a baseball player when I grew up. And, we talked a few weeks ago in our little Sunday sermon about how we can shape our reality with our words, right? We can shape our reality with our words. I was shaping my reality with those words. People were telling me, you can't make it. You're not good enough. You can't just, I would say, no, that's not true. I can do it. I'm going to. Watch me. You guys want to know what got me off track? My 9th grade girlfriend got me off track. She was a nice girl, God bless her. She got me off track. I decided to stop going to baseball conditioning, and I'd rather go to her house. And then you guys know I did the teenager thing. So the reason I didn't become a professional baseball player, it wasn't because I didn't do some of the things right. I did some of the things right. But if you're not investing in your dreams, and if you're not investing in other people as well, in my opinion, the universe can't reward you. When I decided to stop going to baseball conditioning because it got hard and I'd rather go see my girlfriend, you know, I stopped giving the universe what it needed. I stopped giving it what it needed. The universe, for me to complete my dream, the universe, and remember this, guys, please, people talk about the universe, and, you know, as a Christian, it used to rub me the wrong way, because they'd be like, it sounds so new age, it sounds like universe or nature. It's all God. That's the crazy thing about it. It's all God. And the thing is, the universe, the more we see it, the more we experience it, the more we learn. Think about this. You're made of the same things that stars are made out of. A lot of people say this is the universe enjoying itself. How could the universe enjoy itself unless it was a living, breathing thing? And when people say that, don't even think about it. Like, guys, I believe the universe itself is a living, breathing thing, and it actually can do things. And here's the amazing thing. The amazing thing is on the smallest levels of particles, on the smallest levels of particles, they behave like just little energy. They look like little spirits almost. I swear to you, they really do. If you see the very smallest particles you've ever seen, they look like little tiny spirits. And the thing is that we are all made up of these. It's scientific. It's not biblical. This is scientific. I mean, you can make that argument as well. We're made up of these things, okay? And when you start to realize how little we know about this universe, and you start to see how these universal laws seem to work together, it's just really fascinating to admit how much we don't know. Like, we don't know so much. And since we can't even see things at the smallest level, how are we to say how those particles behave in a larger sense, in terms of those particles playing a literal role in shaping your future because of what you say and what you do? How about that? That's pretty wild, isn't it? And I think that's true. I think that's how it is. And from all of my research and study and meditation and kind of, you know, whatever you want to call it, just kind of thinking about meditating on different things, such as the universe and God and things, you know, this is where it has led me, is that don't play with the universe. You know those people, and here's how you know this giving thing is real, because you know the stingy people. I'm not stingy. I've never been. Anybody who's ever been around me will tell you I would give you anything. I'm changing. I'm not going to now, just because people ask, because people took advantage of me, and that's not going to happen anymore. But if someone has a legit need and I can help them, like, I'm always going to help them. It's what I do. I've always done that. Because money it just doesn't do it for me. Like, yeah, I like nice things. I like sports cars. I like my truck. I like Gucci clothes. I like Burberry. Yeah, I like those things. I like staying in nice hotels. I get it. But the paper doesn't mean anything to me. The amount that I have doesn't mean anything to me. There's no difference to me. But like, I told a guy, we were talking about marathons. I ran a marathon many years ago, 2010, I think. 4 hours and 16 minutes. I was very proud of that. I wanted that sub 4 hours, but I couldn't get it. And I ran that marathon, and it was really cool. And the thing is that I met somebody, I was talking to somebody about it, and that person told me that their wife had ran 12 marathons. And look, this may not have been what I should have said, I'll be honest with you. These are probably some of the reasons people don't like me. I said, well, yeah, 12. Whoa, that's crazy. I was like, the crazy thing is when you see people's reactions, there really isn't much of a difference if you tell somebody that somebody ran 12 marathons or 50 marathons or one marathon. When people hear that there's a human that ran 26 miles, they're like, you see, because to me, in running marathons, there's not much of a difference between 20 and 1. Like, yes, it's great the person did that. And for them, there's a big difference. A big difference for the person doing that many. But when you're telling people the reaction, it's going to probably be about the same, really. Unless you're like super athletic and everybody thinks you probably could do that anyways. So my point is, that's the way I look at money. Like, there's no difference to me between like $3 million and like $12 million. It's like, well, I'm not going to spend it all. Especially if I already have nice things like a house and a car. Like, what am I going to spend all that money on? Going places? Maybe traveling. Might be. Saving some money this time might be good, right? But there's no difference to me between 3 and 12, because all I want is I just want my needs to be supplied for, and I want to be able to do the things I want to do. Like, that's it. It's very simple. And so that's the way that I live my life. If you ever met the other guy, I used to have a friend that I went to school with and hung out with when I was much younger, and he just was notorious. I had two best friends that were like this, two of them, and they both were the exact same way. They would not ever give you a dime. They wouldn't do anything. You know, I was in my younger, wilder days. You know, they wouldn't, you know, ever share if they had, let's say, paraphernalia or something like that. They would never share, but I always did. And if they ever need anything, I always gave it to them. I paid for their lunches at different times because they didn't ever have money really. But when they did have money, when they did get some money, let me tell you, they would never spend $1 on me, ever. It didn't matter how much I spent on them. It didn't matter if I took them out to lunch, I bought them a shirt or something. It didn't matter. What mattered to them was that, no, that's the money in my pocket, son. I'm glad you do what you do with yours, but that's my money. That's how they act. And you see those people as adults. They're willing to do anything for money. And some of those people, they get very rich, just like Sam Bankman-Fried, okay? And there certainly do exist people out there that are really, really rich and really, really stingy. I don't believe there's anybody out there that's really, really rich, really, really stingy, and really, really happy. I don't think you can do that. You have to keep your hand open. When you keep your hand open, the universe can give back to you. When you give to other people because you want to give, because you want to help, because you like doing that, because you know why I give a lot of times? Because I know what it's like to be in need. Look, I had to ask for donations on Twitter, you guys know. And thank you, we paid those back. But the thing is you got to keep your hand open. And that's a great example of what I'm talking about is, look, guys, I was down on my luck. I had nothing. I had no money in the bank. I had one paycheck that came in that had already cleared for that week, and that was it. And that money, because I keep my hand open to people, that money came back to me. And that's the way that I look at it, right? It's not my money. It's God's money. It's the universe's money, however you want to say it. It's not my money. That's why it comes and goes so easily. It comes and it goes. And I really encourage you guys to look at your life. And this is a hidden secret of money that's in plain sight. Find places where you're passionate about, where you want to give. Stop being so stingy. And if you're young, you can still change. I have a hard time thinking older people can really, really, really change. Let me know what you guys think about this. I know this is a little bit longer of a video, but I really wanted to get this out to you guys and talk about this today, because the markets people are scared, people are fearful about the markets. And the thing is, remember, the market is going to come back. Remember, money, gravity, what goes up must come down. Money, guys, look at charts. They go back and forth. They go up and they go down. They sure set highs that it doesn't return to sometimes. But, you know, the truth is that the market is always volatile, and you can't be fearful, and you've got to do what you can do. Just put yourself in the best position in order to win. And I think the best way to do that is to keep your hand open, keep learning, and keep growing. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.